This is Neegen, and Neegen is an awesome dog. He is, I believe, a Ridgeback puppy, Ridgeback mix. But basically, he has a lot of impulse control issues. And so we just got done going over a leave it exercise. If the guardians, if you forget how to do that, message me. I have other videos I can share with you. This is a different exercise. This is called a focus exercise. I've got a handful of treats in my left hand. I have one treat in my right hand. I'm going to make my hands look uniform. Neegen, sit. I'm going to start out with the dog sitting with my knees shoulder width apart. Sit. Sit. And then I take a treat. I'm going to hold it between my thumb and forefinger. I'm shielding it against my knee. Now he's going to try to take it. Focus. That was really good. Usually it's a lot longer. Usually they'll paw at your hand a lot. I'm just watching his eyes. As soon as he looks up at me, I raise to my nose, focus, and then I go a straight line towards his mouth. It's a little bit easier for people to watch at home if you stay sideways, buddy. Let's try that again. Sit. Focus. What I want to understand is trying to take it is not going to, just like the leave it exercise, is not going to work. But as soon as he looks up at the human, focus. Now, if you notice, when I raise it to my nose. I want to maintain him looking at my mouth, my face, excuse me, the whole time. So I'm just watching his eyes, and as soon as he looks at me, just give me a dart, focus. And I say focus every time after it goes in his mouth. Sit. I can't do it while you're pawing at my hand. Focus. Now at first, I'm doing 1 second movements. I'm doing 2 1-second movements, 1 second, 1 second, focus. And I'm saying focus every time after it goes in his mouth. So you see now he's not trying to paw it out of my hands, focus. So what we're doing is we're teaching him when you voluntarily look up at the human in the face, something good happens. This is actually part of the technique that I used to use for dogs that are dog aggressive. When we teach them focus, you recognize that because you're a little dog aggressive. But it would cause us to micromanage the dog. That's why we do bat training now, which teaches the dog to do it on its own. So immediately after taking the treat out, we want to reload so he knows we're still playing the game. Reload means taking the treat out of the other hand. Focus. So this is a reload. And 1 second, 1 second. Focus. Eventually it's going to be 1 second, 20 seconds. See, I'm maintaining his gaze. Now when I do this, I want to be able to see his eyes and the treat the whole time I'm delivering it. So don't go like this, don't go over here, don't go like here. What we want to do is we raise our nose to get him to look us in the face and then go straight to his mouth. So at first it's 1 second, 1 second. The mistakes people do is they go, a lot of time they go like this. And then their paw, and then the dog loses interest. So 1 second, 1 second. So he knows the treat is coming. After, and I do this for about 12 treats. Now I'd like everybody in the family, one person exception, to do this at least once a day with the dog. Now, Neegen, you're not supposed to go downstairs, buddy. So at first, it's 1 second, 1 second. And once he starts staring at the person's face, then they can go to 1 second, 2 seconds. And then tell the next person. So we might want to have like a chart somewhere in both, he is in both houses. So in both houses, we know which iteration we're up to. So the idea is within a week, we want to get up to the point where in 1 second, 15 to 20 seconds on that second movement. Then, now at first when we do this, we want to do this in the house when there's nothing, no distractions. We have some sniffly noses, preferably not when people are getting up to get a tablecloth or whatever, or a napkin. But eventually we want to do it while we have somebody blowing their nose or getting up or moving around, a mild level of distraction, stuff that happens on a regular basis. The next step is we want to practice. Do you have a deck?
No. We've got a patio.
Okay, so we just go right out in the backyard when there are no other dogs around and there's just right on the patio. Now, you hear him grumbling. There's actually somebody walking their children. He thinks it's a dog. He's a little confused. There's no dog out there. But the idea is we want to practice it. When we first let him go outside, let him go out and run around and sniff first. So when he comes back to you, then sit down and start doing 1 second, 1 second. Or whatever iteration you're up to. Now, first inside will be 1 second, 1 second. Eventually you get 1 second, 20 seconds. When you go back out, when you go outside, now there's a lot more stimulus. So we're going to go 1 second, 1 second. But now you can move a little bit faster. Maybe you do 1 second for 5 treats. The next 5 treats is 1 second, 2 seconds. Then the last couple treats is 1 second, 3 seconds. You can move faster because he's already done this. But eventually we'll get to the point where he can, with no distractions, there's no dogs out there, he can focus for up to 15 seconds. Then you want to do it eventually when you're on walks and there are no other dogs around. Every once in a while just say focus, and he's walking next to you, looks up at you, you raise it up to your nose and go towards him. So now you're teaching him to look up at me when I say the word focus. But this also gives you a great opportunity to redirect his attention. So if you're on a walk and you see there's another dog that's going to come around the corner or is about to come out of the yard or whatever, you say focus, get him to look at you, and then you can turn and walk away. Now I'm also going to do one other thing. I'm going to show, I'm going to walk over here. We'll see if I can do it without having a leash. Which side do you walk on, your right side or your left side?
I walk him on this side.
On your left? Okay. So, Neegen, let's come over here, buddy. Just stay right there if you could.
I think
On the right side. Okay, I'm sorry.
Right.
I was looking at her right, my left.
No,
Okay.
I walk him on the outside of the sidewalk, so it would be my left.
We'll talk about that off camera, but everybody should walk in the same place. So when I'm walking, let's say there's a sidewalk going straight towards the camera. I want to help him practice doing what I call a U-turn. I'm going to try to do this without a leash. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come here. All right, you can go get that one for free. Go get it. See, we did such a good job on the leave it exercise, he wanted to come and take it. All right, so as I'm walking down the street, if I'm keeping him on right side, I'm going to turn sideways and then hold out like here, and then I take another step and then give it to him and say turn. So I'll do it again going this way. Come on, buddy. Sideways, and I take a step and give it to him and say turn. So the idea is when I'm walking down the street, I'm going to stop, I'll do it without him. I'm going to turn sideways, the sidewalk is this way, now I'm perpendicular to it, and as soon as I do this, I hold the treat here. You saw that caused him to turn around. As soon as he took that step here, then I take another step here, and now he's going the opposite direction. I put it in his mouth and I say the word turn. Then I'm going to take about 4 to 8 paces here. Turn. And do the same process. This way, we call this a plan B. So this way, when we're walking down the street, if we do see another dog, and we see it before he does, we can actually turn around, give him a turn command, and then turn and walk away. And we can actually stop him from getting in trouble before he actually sees the other dog. Once he sees the other dog, if the dog's close enough, you're not going to be able to reach him. He actually literally broke the arm of someone that he hit in his house because he saw another dog and he was just so adamant going towards him. Now, for that, we're probably going to need to sign him up for our BAT training class. But if we can do things to put him in a position to succeed by first developing a strong focus, I guess this ability to redirect him. If we practice a U-turn when there are no dogs around, now that's another great thing that we can do to redirect and move him in a different direction. Now the last thing I'm going to talk about, this is kind of unrelated to focus, but it is related to a walk, is we can take the dog out for some exercise before we take him for a walk. So we take him out and play fetch in the backyard, or we run him up and down the stairs with a laser, or we do something along those lines. Let him just chase something out in the backyard. But the nice thing is when we take off that excess energy, then come inside, let him relax, let him recover so he's not panting heavy. Then we take him for a walk. We burn off that top level of energy. It's going to be a lot easier for him to pay attention. Now, like I said, if he continues being reactive, let me know. We can sign him up for our BAT training class where we teach him, like I showed you for the leash not jumping exercise, to adopt a better behavior for himself. Neegen. Sit. Focus. This I can teach your dog how to focus.